Greetings to all, I am Trisha Hortelano and we are Group 2. Various activities including hay infusion, onion peel cell, plant cell, and semen analysis are covered in this video for the day. So without further ado, let's watch the video where you will learn and observe how those processes are done. In this part, you may observe the transition in the series of hay infusion within 2 weeks, from the start of the 2-week period to the end.
Let's first find out what exactly will be covered in this video before we move on. So, cells are the basic units of life. All things are composed of cells. The development and the complexity of an organism depends on how differentiated and specialized its cells are. Prokaryotes, which are unicellular, have simple cellular structure that have basic functions. Eukaryotes, which can be unicellular or multicellular, have complex and compartmentalized structure called organelles that carry out specialized activities in the cell.
Here are the materials we required for the hay infusion experiment. Slides and cover slip, a microscope yeast, leaves, blade, sterile container, white cloth, pond water, distilled water, toothpicks, rubber band, gloves, and a lab coat.
So what exactly is hay infusion? For the purpose of researching decomposition, fermentation, and disease, hay infusion are frequently used as a source of microorganisms. Students will be able to watch various species and the variation in their population while an ecological succession occurs in a hay infusion.
During infusion preparation, you need to fill a container half full of non-chlorinated water or any spring water. But if you cannot find some spring water, you can also use rainwater so that the protists can grow properly. Then put a small handful of dried leaves or any other dried plants inside the container, filled up with the water. It is the protist food, so make sure they are submerged. In this way, they can eat and start to form.
And now, you can add the yeast inside the water, because it can also be their food. Why did we include the yeast? The small fungi known as yeast grow swiftly and feed on the nutrients of the decomposing grass. The yeast is a fantastic source of nourishment for the protozoa. After that, add a clean white cloth and cover the top of the container tightly. With a rubber band around it, therefore, no other organisms can pass through it. Place it in a closed area as it is going to be smelly. Next, let everything rest for a minimum of 2 weeks so the protists can form and start their asexual reproduction.
Most organisms can be observed at a magnification of 200 times, and after 2 or more weeks you will need a microscope to observe the protists, utilizing either a dropper or a toothpick to extract the drop of water. Subsequently, be careful to drop the water on a microscope slide. Afterward, drop the cover and adjust the lens and stage of the microscope to observe the protists. Use a 10 times to 40 times zoom lens to see the protists moving inside the droplet.
For added information, do you know that protists are prokaryotic organisms, which means they are not animals, plants, or fungi. They all prefer aquatic or moist environments, and they are mostly found in small ponds. Protists are also microscopic because of their size. We have different types of protists, and the protists we can see in hay infusion are algae, amoeba, and euglena.
And moreover, the composition and structure of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are very different. Unique prokaryotes include bacteria. Gram-positive and gram-negative are the 2 categories into which they can be divided.
All protists are prokaryotes, or creatures with a nucleus. According to John Hogg, it represents the 4th kingdom of nature. It is made of primitive multicellular or unicellular organisms that are not plants, animals, or fungi. Apart from rather straightforward arrangement, they don't really have anything in common. They can appear as colonial, coenoctic, multicellular, or unicellular creatures.
These are the characteristics of protista. Nuclear membrane surrounds the DNA protist. The majority of protists are motile, or able to move, and many of them inhabit aquatic habitats. Protists have complex life cycles that can include sexual and asexual reproduction. Protists consume, absorb, or produce food using photosynthesis.
This is what you can see as the result of our hay infusion under a 10 times microscope. In addition to the hay infusion, we also perform the onion peel cell, semen analysis, and plant cell activities. Additionally, I will demonstrate the approaches for you. I sincerely appreciate your interest and trust that you learned new. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!